top couple buttons so I don't look so disheveled, misplaced. How you doing? What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky with Video Homicide, and I'm back with another live stream. Tonight's the Saturday night special. It's actually my dog's birthday, Oliver. I actually don't know his exact age. I'll have to ask Kayla about that. But I actually had a fucking very lovely day. I took my wife out for breakfast, and then me and my wife, and my mom actually, because I picked her up. We took my dad a coffee, and then me and Kayla and Ollie, our dog, we fucked off to the beach and hung out there for a while, and then we came home and had a fucking amazing meal. It was a good fucking day. All right, Ice Cube today was a good day. Should be playing, but because of the copyright restrictions of this fucking bullshit site, it's pretty crazy that, like, and I've bitched about this before in the past, so I'm aware that it's fucked. But you get this music off of YouTube, put it in your YouTube video, and then they ban your YouTube video worldwide, and they call you a fucking asshole at the same time. It's not fun, but what can you do? I appreciate everybody that tunes in or watches after the fact, but I just want everyone to enjoy their Saturday. You know what I mean? Like, personally, like, I don't have to work tomorrow, which is fucking phenomenal. But yeah, there's plenty to talk about. There's plenty to discuss. So I've actually sent word out to the homie Gene Paul's Peter. I told him that I'm gonna be going live tonight. So there's a chance he's got the link. He may or may not pop in. We'll see what happens. But regardless, we're here for a good time, not a long time. But with that being said, I actually committed a faux pas today, all right, because I had to order a new DVD burner, okay, and because this one is fucked, okay. This one is like the cheapest one you can get off of Amazon. It worked. This thing probably burned, I would say, let's say 100 video discs and maybe like 150 audio discs, and it's fucked. No longer works. So I had to order a new one, and because I wanted to get it right away, I put the fucking express on it. You know what I mean? So this one I'm using right now cost me $47. All right, and it comes today. I get it delivered to my mom's place. I go pick it up, and I get home here, and I'm like, all right, sweet. I can sort of get back to what I was doing. No, it didn't come with the fucking cords. Didn't come with the right cords. So I'm like, you cocksucker. The first thing I fucking did was I went on Amazon. I left a 1-star review, and I said, don't buy this. It doesn't come with everything you need. And I end up, like, what I was missing was two like a USB to USB, not a USB to fucking mini, what any of that, but like the USB, like a thumb drive, like what that looks like on both ends, male. All right. I don't have any of those. I didn't have any in the house. Like, I have no use for anything like that. So I'm like, for fuck's sakes, I guess I'm going to the dollar store. So I drive to the dollar store. They don't got any. I drive to the next dollar store. They don't fucking got any. I go to Walmart. They basically tell me to fuck off. And I ended up going back into the dollar store and buying like this little adapter piece. I don't even know where the fuck I put it. This thing right here. So I ended up buying this little bastard. So you can hook up a USB-C to this, and it's like, goes into your computer. This does nothing. Not a fucking thing. So now I'm like, all right, I'm kind of pissed. And it was putting a damper on such a good day. And next thing you know, I look at the burner, and I'm like, you bastard. Something possesses me to like look at the, to go back into the ad for the thing. And I'm like, wait a minute. I flipped the fucking burner upside down. And I don't know how I missed this, because this is on the old burner. The cord is attached to the thing and it's like hidden underneath. So if you don't like look at the bottom of this, you're gonna miss this fucking thing. And that's what happened with me and this burner today. So I do all this driving around, I fuck around all this stuff. Sure as shit, boom. Uh it was on the bottom and it's working. It's working in overtime right now. So I'm not gonna pitch this one because it can still read stuff and like it can still burn a seed. It definitely can't burn audio or video, but the cheapest one you get off Amazon. What the fuck do you expect? I bought one from Staples years ago, and it literally lasted me like 2 to 3 years. $80 versus $20, and this one that I just got, the brand is Orig Belly, which is just some bootleg fucking brand. But it seems to be much more solid and more sturdy feeling than this. I know that doesn't really amount to nothing, but I don't know. Maybe it'll help me sleep at night. And the other thing was that new one came in this bag, like a bottle of booze would come in. And like I was like, yeah, real fucking cute. Like when I'm sitting there looking, like digging into, like seeing if there's anything stashed at the bottom, like an extra cord, but fuck no. So that's my story of and then I went back on and I went on Amazon after I confirmed that it would burn, and I changed my rating. I don't buy a lot of shit from Amazon, but it's definitely convenient. You know what I mean? Because like even I'm sitting in the parking lot over by Walmart, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to fucking order a USB cord, USB to USB, and I was irked, but I was like, you know what? At least like worst comes to worst, I can have this tomorrow. You know what I mean? And that's the thing with ordering shit off Amazon. It's like, yeah, you don't really want to support these big fucking corporations, but if you can get it in like, you know, 10 hours from right now, like in 10 hours from now, I could have a fucking, if I could order it right now and get it in 10 hours, I'm fine with that. Hold on a second. The homie Sean is in the house.
Hello, sir.
How you doing, man?
Not bad. My camera's all fucked up, so
That's all good, man.
yeah.
No, I was just telling my trials and tribulations of this fucking burner I bought today. Basically fucked me around, but long story short, I made a bunch of fucking no words at Amazon, and I was actually in the wrong. So
Okay.
yeah,
Would you yell at somebody and say, "This is
no,
bullshit"?
I ordered a fucking burner. Can you see me right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I ordered a fucking burner, like a new DVD burner. This is the old one, and it comes in and it's missing cords. So I fucking lose my mind, drive all around town trying to find this fucking cord. They don't have them anywhere. Everything else was closed. So I'm like, for fuck's sakes. I come home, and after I'd left like a strongly worded fucking review of this product, and then I don't know why I didn't think of this, but on the back of this burner, like the first one I bought, like this isn't the first one, but like the most recent one, the cord's like kind of,
Right.
stashed in the back. I didn't think of that. So I'm like losing my fucking mind. And then I realized the whole time on the new burner, it's on the bottom.
It's clipped underneath like a
It's
phone or something. Yeah.
yeah. Or like a vacuum. I
Yeah.
don't know why I thought of a vacuum, but no, it pissed me off, man. But everything's good. So, I can't
What what's
complain.
what's what's this thing we're on now? I've never seen this one before. We usually StreamYard. What is this one? Go live and
No, it's always this one. Like it's called it's called Melon app is when I first discovered it. That's what it's called, but now it's called something else. But if you go on Google and type in Melon app, it takes you to this Streamlabs fucking
okay.
place. But yeah, it's fucking stupid. Like I used to pay for this app. I used to pay $9 a month.
What?
Yes, because I like to have the ability to have multiple people in, and then I haven't had anyone on in a while, and I was like, well, fuck, not a couple months. Like it's probably been like 2 or 3 months, or maybe 2 months. Yeah, I fucking stopped paying, but I can have one person on. But if we wanted to add another person, it's gonna like you gotta pay, and it's like I'm not
Right.
fucking paying again, dude. Like there was times where I didn't even stream for a while, and I'm like, what the fuck am I paying for?
Right.
It's treating me like a fucking jerk over here, and it's not worth it.
What happens if I press remove cam? Does that take my little G off the camera? What does that
You
do?
can try it. Nothing's really happening.
Stop all secondary cameras. restricted access. This access requires subscription to paid plan. You don't have permission to perform this action. Okay. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Your video has been disabled.
Hold on, I
Um,
can see your video thing right here. Oh, I can't see you, but I can like it's turned it. It's just a black screen.
yeah, it's just a little G on my side. Yeah. But
Yeah.
so yeah, I just watched the movie. I watched Sinners. Did you see that yet?
No, I didn't see that yet. I want to see it.
Okay, well, I won't spoil it. I'll say this much about it. I think personally, your type of, knowing you and knowing what kind of horror you're into, I think you'll really like it. You'll enjoy it. You will enjoy it. Will you think it's, is it breaking recreating the wheel? No, but it's I mean, how do it's vampires, like how do you do that anyway? But Michael B. Jordan is awesome in it. It's a fun movie. I enjoyed it. There's a lot of stuff that they did, uh I think they did differently than you would see in other kind of vampire movies like that. So, but yeah, it was good. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll like it. It's
My
got
brother liked it. My brother said it was good.
Yeah, it's got gangster elements to it. It's got
Yeah.
horror elements. So it's a little mash of everything. It was cool. I'm getting excited to watch that new movie Weapons that's coming out.
I haven't heard of that.
This is the premise is, um, it's like an elementary school and everything's fine. And this one teacher, her class, entire students of her class go missing one night. All the students walk out of their house at 2 o'clock in the night and they disappear. The parents freak out. They're like, "Where's my kids? Why is it only your class? Where they go?" And then all of a sudden, shit hits the fan. So it's like, it's still very ambiguous. Like, what the fuck is this about, or what's going on? But it looks proper scary. It looks good. I'm pretty excited. It looks like it's an A24 film, but not an A24 film.
Yeah.
It looks like a what is a Blumhouse, you know.
Yeah.
So it has that kind of. I imagine there's going to be a lot of jump scares, a lot of things that are hidden in the dark and just kind of freak you out.
Right.
Little kids are always freaky anyway. So,
Yeah.
but
I
I'm
agree
I'm
with that.
excited for that one. What other stuff? Man, I've been enjoying watching Tubi. Tubi has
Oh,
so many good movies on there, man.
oh, dude, it's supreme, and they get good shit on. They even get like schlock, like the Mummy's been on there for the last little while, dude.
Well, they just recently added because they had Hellraiser on there
One
for a
and
while,
two.
but they just recently put one and two on.
Yeah.
I watched all fucking, I think, eight installments of Puppet Master. I watched all the Toxic Crusader stuff. There's a ton of trauma stuff under trauma. Um, there's a whole section of Linnea Quigley movies. Um, like what else was on there? Oh yeah, there's something that was kind of cool and unique on there. Is worth checking out. So what it is Night of the Living Dead, which we've all seen a million times. But this is an interpretation where they have a bunch of contributing artists. It almost reminds me of like uh, the what is the Animatrix type thing,
Oh yeah.
where so various scenes are done by various artists. Like all of a sudden they'll go from like this like animation the way Ralph Bakshi did to claymation to stick figures to all kinds of stuff, and they'll do the whole movie like it, and it's so good, so
Yeah.
good, and
I
all the
think
sound is original, but the art is all different. It's really good. It's worth a watch.
I think that was put out by like Wild Eye or one of those companies. Like, cause that
Uh,
Wild Eye did like a bunch of like animation shit. Um, yeah, no, like you know what, like I've watched Hellraiser 1 and 2 on Tubi like in the last couple of weeks personally too,
same,
and
same.
it's those movies, they fucking hold up. Like they like no like even like the thing with Hellraiser, it's sort of like a Godzilla film where like yeah, when you watch a Godzilla film, Godzilla's in it for like a couple of minutes total, and that's the same with Hellraiser. Like to me, like that makes that movie so um sinister and like I get so excited to watch it because like you're waiting for the Cenobites to come on screen,
Yeah.
and then like when they have like those cracks in the walls and you see like the blue light from behind and the smoke and like all that. It's like it's fucking awesome, dude. Love
Well,
those
you know,
flicks.
like I know some people like for anybody who has seen Hellraiser, Hellraiser has a different kind of horror. That was your first like because Wes Craven or Clive Barker, sorry, um, I mean he does gross. Like he makes you feel uncomfortable with his stuff, and it's also hypersexual, right?
Yeah,
But the first installment, Hellraiser, I personally, it's when you come to, you know, when we have horror, you know, Michael, Freddy, Jason, Chucky, whatever you want to say. So we got Pinhead and Cenobite. This is the first one of types of these horror where we have connected, you know, carry on characters. Where part two, I think, is better than part one. The uh, Hellbound is, I just think, way better than the first part. The
well
first part was
it's much. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, I just want to say the first one is great, and it must have been an amazing book. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's what set the ground for it. But like he knew what he was doing. He was setting the groundwork. So I don't think Hellraiser really translates well. But the main character in the second one, Chrissy, you know, she's one. You know, she's the what is it? The you know the Jamie Lee Curtis of the series. You know, like she carries
fine.
on.
Yeah.
You know, inevitably becoming Pinhead. You know, the lead Cenobite herself. You know.
Well, the thing about that second one that I think is so extreme is like you get much more of an exploration of that hell, like all that like their version of hell is like fucking really interesting, and the sort of metamorphosis of that doctor asshole, and like I love that
Yeah.
scene where he brings that guy into his office and gets him to cut himself up on the mattress. It sort of reminds me of if you've ever seen Hannibal, where Hannibal like tells the Gary Oldman character, he's like, "Cut your face off," like hands him a knife and
Oh
goes, "Cut your
yeah,
face off."
yeah.
Sort of get like that vibe from it. I always the thing was for me, like I didn't have no one I knew had Hellraiser when I was a kid, but my cousin, his dad, had a Hellraiser poster in his basement, like in his rec room.
That's
And I was
wicked.
always like, that's fucking crazy. And I didn't avoid the films. I just never had a chance to watch them. And then when I finally did, I was like, dude, no wonder people hold these like in such high regard because they're fucking extreme, man. Mind you, I've only seen the first four of the Hellraiser films. I think there's like over 10.
Yeah.
But I had a blast with those first four films for sure.
Well, Doug Bradley, that's his name, right? Doug
Yeah.
Bradley. He's intense. But if this makes sense, it's almost too much. Where you think like you take like Evil Dead, and it's like Evil Dead is like gore and you don't you know Evil Dead has this like Japanese feel when it's splashing blood at you,
Hmm.
compared to Hellraiser, which there isn't a scene that doesn't feel bloody. Like
Yeah.
everything feels bloody, and it just feels uncomfortable watching everything. Rusty hooks, everything feels raw, feels it almost doesn't feel like a horror movie at times. It feels like some urban legend tale that's like what the fuck, like magic, like voodoo and stuff like that. But it's about hell, you know, like it's beyond fucked. I remember when you get up to like volume four, I think that's the one where it starts off with an art installation type thing. I think it's volume four.
No, that's three. That with
Okay,
that guy that owns the club or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, that's number three.
that one
Number
kind
four is
of
the one with it tells the story of the toy maker and the guy's like in space in part of the film.
Well, oh, I gotta jump right off this for a second, but yeah, I love Tubi for that. You know what I got into because I got a place where I stream stuff, and I was reminded of a movie to watch it, and they said, "Man, it's an underrated movie. Watch it. You'll love it. I bet you it's better than you fucking remember." And so I go and watch it, and fucking right it is. Tales from the Hood. That movie kicks fucking ass. It
Oh
is so good, dude.
yeah, I love that movie.
Hell
Absolutely.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I didn't know that they made like multiple. It's like four issues of 4 volumes of it.
There's like I think yeah, but they're all garbage, dude, except for the first one.
Yeah,
They're all
the first
trash.
one's awesome. The
Oh
one
yeah.
where the cop, the mayor gets kind of beat up and killed, and the cop witnessed it and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a great sales story. It
Dude,
tally remind me. It could be in Tales from the Crypt. Like it's like
dude, me and
right.
my dad quote that one all the time because there's that one cop played by Wings Hauser, and he's taking a piss. He's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna piss on his grave. And then he starts pissing. Then he looks at the other guy. He goes, "Hey, it's a little dry over here. Why don't you come piss with me?" And the guy's like, "Oh, I took a piss before we left." And then he like looks at him and he goes, "Piss." Like,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
So yeah, but
super quotable.
I've been loving Tubi. Like I said, I've been going through watching like a lot of the. If I haven't seen it, I'll watch it, and that's what I've been doing. Just give it a go and
Yeah,
watch it all the way through. Whether it's stupid, corny, I don't give a fuck. If I've never seen it before, watch it. And one of the last ones I watched last night was I watched one called Incubus. Now,
hmm,
and I was like, okay, well, it was cool. Kind of had a, gelato, like a Fulci, Argento feel to it, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, it didn't had more of an American stylized to it. But at one point, I was like, oh, it was like, is that Bruce Dickinson? The lead singer from Iron Maiden. I was like, is that Bruce Dickinson? And it looked just like him. Like this movie from like '84 or something. I was like, looks just like him. He's just some background character, some shit character at a bar. And I was like, that is Bruce Dickinson. And then all of a sudden, somebody's wearing an Iron Maiden t-shirt. Next thing you know, an Iron Maiden song kicks in. I'm like, okay, I fucking love this movie. This is great.
well,
Um,
that's a fun little Easter egg, for people that know. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
but there's so Tubi has you don't need Netflix as long as Tubi keeps doing what they're doing, man.
Yeah, because they have a good mix of like horror and exploitation and like just good movies. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, like I love the Brendan Fraser Mummy film when it's on there, and I've watched it a few times. Like again, not like I'm not staring at the fucking screen the whole time. Like I'll put it on in the background while I'm fucking doing shit, whatever the fuck.
But and that's also too like if you go down the rabbit hole, so you go by section and pick out your favorites and compile a list. So I said, all right, well, I'll go to the action section, see what's there. Well, sure as shit, man. There's Delta Force. There's all these awesome American Ninja, all these wicked movies, and then you can go even deeper, and there's all the Wu movies, the Wu Clan movies, and fuck, there's so much cool. Pray for Death. Come on, me and my brother rented that movie so many times when we were young.
Dude, it's a fucking it's an like it's an essential streaming service to anybody that's like into stuff that's deeper than mainstream, especially because you're like there's an entire section of Giallo, Italian horror Giallo. That doesn't
Absolutely.
mean just because it's a fucking Giallo doesn't mean it's going to be good. You know what I mean? Just because it's a slasher doesn't mean it's going to be good. But I mean, you're going to find some good. That's for goddamn sure. I found some fun stuff on there, but I also found movies like Paganini Horror, which was like the more I think about it, like the more I'm like, wow, that movie was kind of a piece of shit. And I made a video
Yeah.
kind of trying to sell it in a way, and I'm like, dude, this movie's fucking, it's whatever.
One movie I was watching the other night, I downloaded to try and watch it, make my way through it because it is a cult classic film for the people. If you know, you know. But Combat Shock.
Oh fuck,
So
love it.
I'm trying to make my way through it. He's a Vietnam vet and he returns home and all this stuff. And I'm trying to make my way through it, and it's at that weird point in kind of horror and just movies in general in the early 80s where the film quality's still not there yet. The acting's still kind of cheesy. Everything's still kind of, you know, there's no licensing of anything. Nothing's on the up and up. They're still hiring people who are non-actors, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, I think that movie might even be in Criterion Collection or something. I don't
Dude,
know.
the edition that I have is fucking is deluxe, man. And like that thing with that movie is like if you like the movie Street Trash, it's sort of like a much more serious version of that type of film. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And you know, my uncle recommended that film to me, and he's like, yeah, it's one of those movies that he said it's a trauma film, but only by distribution. Like it's not a like it, you know, like Trauma didn't make this film; they just distribute it. And like I said, I can pull it off the shelf because I fucking got it right beside me. I bought this shit from the Trauma table uh, years ago. Like they went all out. So there's
yeah.
like the thing, but like it's no
Nice,
joke, 2 disc fucking combat shock, dude.
nice, man. That's wicked.
This even has I think one of his shorts or a few of his shorts. The guy that directed the Buddy G guy.
Right.
Matter of fact, who the fuck did that guy who directed Street Trash? I don't fucking know. Maybe
And
it was
all I know too is that um, I was shocked to see that they remade that movie, Street Trash. Did you?
yeah, I haven't seen the remake. Don't really I don't know. Like I've heard it wasn't that great. I think my uncle Mike, we were on the phone last night for like an hour and a half. And we mentioned that in the conversation we had, and I think he saw it. I think he saw the Suspiria remake and that, and he was just
Yeah,
like, "Eh," you know what I
no,
mean?
yeah. The like Suspiria, is literally one of my top favorite films. It's definitely up there, top 3 or 5 Argentos. Just because visually it's amazing. Is the story great? And for horror and gore, no, it's not there. But there's a couple of scenes for sure. But it's more visually because like each scene, one might be all like different hues of purple, like chromatic. One might be all red, and then the music, Goblin doing the music, it just adds to it, and it really does make it feel like this is a witch movie. And if you know, I think you got to watch it a couple. If it's your first time watching it, you won't like it. I guarantee you. But you watch it. The more you watch that movie, Suspiria, the more you like it. I feel
Yeah,
like,
I thought it was overrated when I first watched it,
well,
and then I watched it a few years later, and I was like, okay, I really fucking like this, dude.
especially when you watch the trilogy all together. Like you watch Inferno after, then you watch Mother of Tears, which came out like almost 10 years, 12 years later. Right? They finally finished the trilogy, and I think Aja, his daughter, had more of a hand in kind of pushing that along, finishing the trilogy.
Right.
But yeah, like there was one I watched. She was an actress in it, and it was one of her first acting gigs. And she plays this like young kid, badass kid, and this guy. They're trying to restore a cathedral or something, and they find, that these knights had crucified people, witches, and they're buried underneath the church and all. And I was just like, yeah, this is perfect. This is exactly what you want when you want to watch a good fucking Italian horror film. I love this shit.
Yeah. I just want to shout out VZ Manis is in the chat. My homie Josh Beasley. I went to high
What's up,
school with that motherfucker.
cool, man?
But one thing I wanted to say was, if you haven't seen it, it's a more recent film. It's called The Pope's Exorcist. It actually has Russell Crowe in it, dude.
Yeah,
I recommend it, dude. I love it.
I I
I've
I,
seen it twice.
I started it and I stopped it, so I should finish it, eh?
Oh, it's worth the finish, dude. Yeah,
Okay.
it's fucking awesome. Um, yeah,
Very few, very, very, very few exorcism and possession films do I like.
right.
Um,
I get it.
right? Because yes, of course, Exorcist is great. Exorcist 3 Legion is, in my opinion, far superior to even the first one. I think that's the best combination of Blatley and Frederick, and I think that's the best. Uh, uh, yeah, there's good exorcism films out there, but I thought this was going to be a little whatever, and I kept trying to get through it, and I was just like, you know what? All right, I'll put it to the side because
Yeah.
there's all you're like me. There's always something to watch. And it might be something I've seen 20 times before.
Mhm.
Like my go-to, like to put on in the background, might be the type of movie like House of Thousand Corpses or Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Those are the type of movies I'll just put on in the background while I'm making supper or
Well, those
doing.
are the types of not so much Chainsaw 2 for me personally, but, like, when you put on a movie like that, it's like it ends up you just watching the fucking movie, you know what I mean? If you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck around with my collection, let me throw on Texas Chainsaw Massacre," all of a sudden, you fucking realize you're sitting down watching Chainsaw Massacre. Fucking I love it, man. Like, that's the thing, like how you said, you like Exorcist 3 more than Exorcist 1. I can understand that because that's a damn good movie. But for me, like, I don't think I'll ever be as like fucking freaked the fuck out as I was when I was a kid when I first watched Exorcist. And like my dad was like, "This can happen to you." And I was
Yeah.
like, "What?"
Well,
He's like, "No way. Put on Clockwork Orange. At least that's less fucked up." You know?
um, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Town That Dreaded Sundown. Have you ever
Yes,
seen
I
that?
have. Yeah.
Okay, so this 1976 movie is amazing, but the remake of that, it's almost like it is a remake. There's a lot of shot for shots where they do pick up, but it's supposed to be like a continuation, like of, and it is, like they're like, oh, this is another, it's been so many years and he's back again. Uh, but the remake of it is so brutal, man. They don't hold anything back. I was just like, fucking hell. Some remakes are actually give the original a run for their money, like Maniac versus the Maniac with Elijah Wood. That's wild. That's a fantastic movie, man.
It's great, but I would take the original all day.
Of Maniac or Town the Sundown.
I would take the I'm not the biggest fan of Town That Dreaded Sundown in the first place.
Oh, I love
I
it.
I would take the original Maniac over fucking, like, almost any slasher film that exists, you know?
Yeah,
Maniac might be my favorite. Like, the thing is, I go through these phases where I'm, like, convinced that, like, I'm convinced Exorcist is, like, my favorite horror film, but then, like, I'll watch, like, a fucking Argento, or I'll just watch, like, even, like, a Hellraiser. Like, that night that I watched Hellraiser 1 and 2,
you're
High
all
as a
about
Kite, I was like, "These are my favorite movies ever," you know what I mean? Like, especially, like, I love speaking of blood and it not being afraid to show blood, there's a scene where they're moving the mattress upstairs and he, like, fucking cuts his finger and he's, like, upstairs, like, walking up to his wife and he's like that, and there's, like, blood dripping and shit. Like,
it.
I fucking love that
But
shit,
I
man.
know what you're talking about. That same week that I watched it when Tubi put it on, I had hit up one of my friends who sells comics there, and I bought the Epic Comics Hellraiser 1 and 2, the first cover appearance of Pinhead, and 2, the first story where it's inside of Pinhead. I was like, I got to get this, you know. But I was never really a big fan of Hellraiser to begin with. To me, uh, one of the multiple series that gets thrown under the radar often by people is the Phantasm series. I love Phantasms, man. Like I think they're great.
Yeah. I've I've got the first 4, but I've only seen the first 2, and I gotta say they're fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, I think what's 5 called Oblivion, I think, right? Like I think that's the only one without Angus Scrim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't confirm that, but
Yeah, tall, the tall man, boy, he's
oh,
so
yeah.
good, man.
Yeah. Well, even just, like, the fucking weirdness of, like, I remember the first time I watched it, there's, like, when like right in the beginning of the film when that kid goes to like that fucking psychic or whatever, and then like that shit on the table just disappears. I'm like, the fuck is going on, man?
Right.
It's like famously, like when I went through my, when I like seriously got like in, you know, get starting a collection of movies and really like watching movies and stuff like that, I would, I was smoking pot, like fuckloads of pot. So I'm like, hey, nothing better than getting baked and watching you know, a, a widely beloved film for the first time, and you get to experience that. Like I've recently met this guy when I was doing a table at a zine fair, and this guy comes up and he's like, "Oh, uh, my girl, like I've never really been big into movies, but my girlfriend is obsessed with movies, so I've been watching all these movies for the first time, and it's awesome." And I was like, I'd like named off like 1,000 movies. I'm like, you need to watch this. You need to like, you get to watch The Shining for the first time as like an adult, you know what I mean, and not like a little kid. So you're gonna get a different like. My relationship with The Shining is way different now than when I was a kid.
Oh,
Because
100%, 100%.
that movie scared the fuck out of me. And I thought Jack Nicholson was a scary guy. I thought he was a scary fucking guy.
Yeah.
And especially in that movie, he's just like a prick. And like the girl for like Wendy is so like, she's obviously like annoying, but she's nice. She's not like, you can tell that she's like trying to like keep like she's trying to be like what she thinks she has to be. So you gotta respect her for that. But like just Jack Nicholson's reaction to all of her like bullshit, like where she's like, "Oh, maybe after breakfast you can take me for a walk," and he just like gives her a look like he wants her to drop fucking dead. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, I think, in my opinion, I think Kubrick taught Jack Nicholson how to act, how to utilize the skill set he has as an actor. He brought out the actor in Jack, I think, even though Jack had been acting for years before. I mean, I think Chinatown came out before The
And
Shining.
same with Cuckoo's Nest.
Right. And both great movies.
Cuckoo's Nest and Shining, he's not even on this. Like he's doing two different things in those films. You know what I mean?
Oh, big time. But
And that's how you see like his range as an actor. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's awesome.
both and both just, it draws you in, man, and it makes you like, it's again, those are the caliber of movies that, you are a big lover of. Taxi Driver. I mean, Taxi Driver is almost a perfect movie in my opinion. I mean, it has some things I would change about it, but very little. There's some exposition scenes that I could do without. Some characters I would change. Sybil Shepherd's, that dude with the glasses who always,
Albert Brooks.
yeah, Al Brooks. I would have casted somebody different than him. He was too well known at the time to be in there, while all those other people were pretty new on the scene. I don't know. Like, my favorite scene in that whole movie in Taxi Driver is when he shows up to the rally, and he doesn't do anything, but he spooks out all the secret services, and it just makes him nervous. And I feel what he feels. Like, I feel on edge. I feel nervous. I feel what he feels. And I'm just like, fucking go, man. And he does, and he gets home, and oh, dude, it's so sick. And then he finally turns over. He says, "All right, that's it, man. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna fucking do it."
Yeah, and like the thing with Taxi Driver for me is it's got so many. Like I remember watching that movie. Like in the movie, they describe Iris, Jodie Foster's character, as being like 12. I remember watching that movie thinking 12 was like old because I was a fucking young kid.
Right.
Because again, the old man would just throw, like he's not gonna watch fucking you know, some bullshit. He's not gonna watch The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan. He's like, no, dude, we're watching Clockwork Orange because I want to watch Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
And like that's I gotta love him for that, man, because that's how I discovered like Taxi Driver first and foremost. Like and again, like I've made a video before saying Taxi Driver is my favorite fucking movie of all time, and I still sort of hold that to a truth because to me it has like because you have this experience with him through like from the very beginning of the film, like you're in his head, you know what he's thinking. So it's like that scene where he's in the diner and he puts the fucking like the seltzer thing into his cup of water and he's just watching it like fucking like foam up and like even the scene there's a shot like inside of that diner and it just pans across like these like 70s pimps like
Yeah,
sitting there and like the one guy's sort of like stirring his fucking like espresso or whatever.
yeah.
And because of shit like that, it roots itself like for me, like that's what New York City is to me. It's like that and uh my other movie that I say is Strapped. I think the like that era of New York, so like 90s New York and 70s New York is the version of New York that I wish could happen, but obviously it's not going to happen.
Well, well, the other two other ones I'd put there too is like Midnight Cowboy and the Warriors. Like you got like that, but at the time, New York was really dangerous. It was a dangerous place. It was a fucking. You were going to get mugged. You were going to get assaulted. You were going to get beat up. You
Yeah.
couldn't. You couldn't go on the subway. That's the way New York was. And us being Canadians, I remember watching some of these movies back in the day, like 12 O'Clock High and stuff like that. And you see these 30-year-olds playing high school students, and you're like, fuck. And we're fucking, elementary kids watching these movies. I'm like, I don't want to go to high school. Like totally thinking that this is what high school is going to be like.
Yeah.
But like, you look at those New York movies and you're like, yeah, no, New York was legit like that.
Another good New York film from the 90s, Kids. You get a good look at New York in
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I used
There's
to,
just a gang of fucking good New York centered films. It's an interesting place, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I used to always get told. Well, even there was a recent one. I forget the name of it. There was one. Who's that fucking? He was on Saturday Night Live. Pete Davidson
Oh
and
yeah.
Pete Davidson and Bill Burr did a movie together recently.
I seen that, yeah.
Yeah, and that's in New York as well, I think. And if I'm not mistaken, and
Yeah, because he's
yeah,
in Staten Island. Shout out to
yeah,
Stilos.
was those Celos?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I can't think of Staten Island. I think of Celos. I'm
Yeah.
getting. He's all whispering in the mic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah. But anyway, go back to what I was saying about Tubi. Yeah, Tubi is putting a lot of these streaming sites to shame. You know what's 100% bullshit? Don't nobody buy into this Shutter bullshit. Shutter
Shutter is bullshit.
Shutter is making some really good movies, but if you go on there and subscribe to it, you will also additionally have to go on and pay for. If you they'll give you Nightmare on Elm Street 1, and they'll feature Nightmare on Elm Street 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but you got to pay for them because they're being broadcasted on Stars or whatever like that. So it's like multiple streaming sites working together so that they're like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. So it's like, oh, we'll tease you with Nightmare on Elm Street 1, and meanwhile, there's no Friday 13th at all because Paramount got all those. So now I got to get Paramount, right? So there's
Yeah.
no true horror streaming service at all because it's still all about money. It's still all about property. It's still all about this. Like
Yeah.
I think the only reason why like Hellraiser is showing up on here because if I'm not mistaken, Hellraiser is a Miramax film maybe or Orion, and I think both of those are defunct. I don't think they exist anymore. So I think they're kind of open ended. You can use those. So
It's whoever has like the streaming rights at the time and they just probably bounce all over the place.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like like I'll go on and like so at one point they'll have American Psycho. I'm like, oh shit, that's a deadly movie, and then it's
Oh
gone.
fuck yeah.
And it's gone a week later.
Yeah.
And or then it'll be Donnie Darko, and then it's gone again, and then it's come back on, but it's the director's cut this time. I'm like, fuck.
Well, you're explaining exactly why it's important to own movies that you love, because then if that shit, you don't have to fucking wonder. Like I don't have to fucking wonder where I'm gonna watch Freddy Krueger because I got all the fucking Freddy Krueger films. You know what I mean? Or Nightmare on Elm Street rather.
Yeah,
Um, but and that goes for like all my favorites. Like if I want to watch fucking you know, Full Metal Jacket or The Shining or whatever the fuck, that's the glory of this. And like I titled the this stream Purging the Collection is because I just fucking went through my entire collection and I pulled out a bag of shit that I'm giving to my dad and a bag of shit that I'm giving to my uncle Mike because I had like so many sort of like beater Asian horror films that for some reason I picked up a fuckload of from the dollar store, and a lot of them are still sealed and they have the fucking $1.50 fucking sticker on it.
right.
Um, but it's good because like now when I'm looking at at the collection, I'm like, holy shit, like it's finally like it's and I've got it alphabeticalized up to the N letter N now.
Right.
So it's a
So you-
task, dude. It's like it's fucking there's a lot of goddamn moving shit around and stuff.
Well, it's getting more refined over the years. I mean, when you started, you're talking about, you know, three movies on a dubbed off video cassette. Now you own the steel box version of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's all coming together slowly but surely, and you're having tangible copies, like you said. There's a big difference, and it doesn't matter. You can say that Blu-ray is dead, or DVD is dead, or video cassette is dead. It doesn't matter. If you have a tangible copy, you got that movie. That's good. And as long as you got a proper player and you upkeep it, and it stays in good shape, you're good. I mean,
Yeah.
VHS isn't the best quality, isn't the best to over time. It's just going to deteriorate the more you play it, just will.
Yeah.
But DVD is pretty good. But Blu-ray is a higher quality, better quality of a disc. It'll hold up for quite a
It
while.
definitely will, but I'm fine with DVD. Like all my, for instance, again to say that the Nightmare on Elm Street films, they're all on DVD. I have no desire to buy the Blu-rays or anything because I already got them. It looks fine. Like I'm good with that. I don't need it. I don't need to see his fucking pores on his skin or like anything like that.
Yeah.
To me, like up if you want to upgrade your shit, that's up to whoever that do whatever the fuck you want. Who am I to say what to do? You know what I mean? But like me personally, uh that would just be spending money on shit twice.
Do you have any, even for novelty purposes, just for the sake of the collection in the room? Do you have any laser disc at all? Or
I only have one laser disc and it's Lethal Weapon 3, which is my favorite Lethal Weapon.
okay, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Fucking Murdoch. Fucking, I get too old for this shit.
Yeah. Dude, me and my brother, we watched Lethal Weapon like 1,000 fucking times, like all of them. And that fifth one, I guess Mel Gibson's. As far as I know, that movie's shot. It's like, dude, this movie's shot. Like, get it out while Danny Glover and Mel Gibson can fucking like, be here to enjoy it.
Yeah. Um. You know,
DC Madness says DVD is fine. Also, he's on the same boat as me. Like, we'll just buy. Like, if it's like, okay, here, you want to fucking buy this movie. Let's say you want to buy this movie. It costs $12 for the DVD, or it costs like $22.99 for the Blu-ray. It's like, hey, I can take the fucking DVD. You know?
yeah, and the thing is, I'm seeing more and more people, like here locally, for example. I'm seeing mass people selling, because their whole collection of DVD horror or something. It might be, let's say, 100 DVDs for 125 bucks. I'm like, yeah, that's great, man. But like, I don't have a DVD player. I don't even have a ROM to use. I don't have anything, so I'm not going to get into it. But, and of course, a lot of the movies, horror movies that they have, we're not talking about real deep cuts here. We're talking about the Craft, and maybe Wishmaster, these kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
they have their place. They have their place in horror for sure. One doesn't a true horror fan can't shit on a movie because you don't like it, because it opened up the door for something else. Did I think a movie like Sinister would come along through, movies like Insidious and things like that came out before it? Sinister is one of the most fucked up, scary, spooky movies I've seen, from that
I
era.
agree.
Hell yeah, dude. The soundtrack, Ethan Hawke, the casting,
It's Ethan Hawke that's selling that movie, as far as
oh
I'm concerned.
yeah, dude. I mean, well, Ethan Hawke in that movie, Black Phone, is that, yeah, Black Phone. That's great, man. I don't. They got a second one coming out this year. I don't know
The
why
problem with that film for me isn't the film itself, it's the trailer, because
it gives
I
everything.
remember watching the trailer and just being like, "Oh my god, this is going to be awesome." But they like too much, like they gave away, like I knew too much about that movie going into it
Yeah,
just based off the trailer. And I was like, "Fuck, what?" And people always say it's like, don't watch the trailers, don't watch it's sometimes it's fucking impossible depending on the situation. Like you might, or these cocksuckers, like, on Instagram and all this shit. Like whenever there's horror news, if you're subscribed to any like horror news outlets, like they
yeah.
spoil everything immediately, and you're like, well, fuck.
Oh, yeah. I had to get off X. I had to get off Twitter for that. At first, I was subscribed to a bunch of these horror ones, but I had to get off them for that exact reason, man. Because there was so much people spoiling things like, the moment that I got off it actually was when people were just revealing too much about 28 years later. I was like, okay, I want this to be fresh, because when I saw 28 Days Later, that was like nothing I had seen before. I had never seen and people will say it's a zombie film. It's an outbreak film. It's a pandemic film. It's a, yes, they're zombie like. It is technically a zombie film, but it's an outbreak film, and we've got quite a few outbreak horror films, I think, that are also fucking good. Uh, have you ever seen a movie called? It's a British film. It's called Threads,
Oh yeah.
right? And Threads
Yeah.
is, it's a post kind of it's a post apocalyptic one, and
Oh yeah, it's
it's
fucking
super
it's out
depressing.
of control. Oh, it's a fucked up movie. I did a review of that movie, and it's fucked up you mentioned it, because some guy left a comment on it the other day. He's like in the comment, I guess in the video I said 15 years, but in the movie it was actually 13 years. And this guy like pointed that out, and I just wrote 666 thanks, like as a return comment. And then he like messaged me back with a question. He's like, huh? With a question mark. And I was just like, dude, fuck off. Like, who
what are
gives
we
a fuck, man?
what
If
are
it's
we
12, okay, I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm so sorry.
yeah, what are we splitting hairs here, man?
Yeah. He's like, you fucking piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, fuck off, man. That's the thing with any fandom. There's fucking shitheads and stuff in every fandom.
It's all like, oh, I like Thomas Holland as Spider Man. Actually, it's Tom Holland. It's like,
Yeah,
whatever, dude. Fucking I don't give a fuck. You're reading too much into it. Like,
yeah.
I watched it. I'm telling you about it. If you don't like it, move on.
Well, that's the thing. Like, unless you got to talk to someone that is at least into. There's some common ground with interest in films, because if you just talk to some person random fuck about movies, like they're gonna tell you about their bullshit movies from when they were a kid and then now, and a lot of people they just watch like the fucking Marvel films and Star Wars shit and all that. It's like, dude, I can't even talk about that stuff because like I don't give a fuck.
No, well,
I
that's
like Star Wars, the fucking ones from the god, like the old ones when I was a kid, like the fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi and fucking like Star Wars and
yeah,
Empire Strikes Back and fucking Return of the Jedi. Uh, that's all I need.
yeah. I like
Yeah,
I
I've been wanting to fucking do a revisit of the ones, because I seen Phantom Menace and those other two films in the theater, but I pretty much haven't watched them since then.
see. I want to do a revisit of the trilogy of the first trilogy of Indiana Jones again.
Right.
Like those first three again. The three big trilogies when we grew up was obviously Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Back to the Future. And then when you got a little bit older, then you had Lord of the Rings and things like that. But like now we got a new Lord of the Rings movie coming out too. We got a never ending story coming out. Which we don't need, which is going to be done in 2-part series, two movies. We don't need that.
They get off on doing that, man, and it's fucking a joke.
Oh, it's a waste of time. It's a money grab and it's a waste of time. Sure, if you want to say to introduce to a new audience and update it and all this stuff, whatever, that's fine.
It's
But
like it's like fucking they were talking about. I feel like I talked about this on the stream before, but like they were gonna remake the Goonies. It's like you're gonna fucking remake, like this was talked about, and I was like, you can't remake you know what? I was talking about that with Retro or Die, and he was saying because he's got a kid like that age, like Goonies age or whatever, and fucking kids don't like do that. Like they don't go out on bike rides, like you know what I mean. Like they don't do that. They don't even ride. They don't even meet up.
right,
At like a fucking some guy's porch or some fucking guy's
yeah,
garage or whatever.
what are they all going to be on like motorized scooters? Good enough.
No, they're gonna be like on their fucking
Good
phone, like
enough.
fucking like scrolling through TikTok on one screen and fucking looking at fucking what's it called? Stock market shit on the other, and they're trying to fucking play the stock market. And you're like, dude, when I was that age, I was literally fucking smoking fucking, you know, I was doing my own thing, man. I had a childhood with a good one that was actually outside.
Where's One-Eyed Willie's treasure? I don't know. Use random Nautica. You use the fucking GPS and find it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're a fucking creep. What are you asking me about One-Eyed Willie? You fucking pervert. You're canceled. You're fired from your job. You're fucked.
And so yeah, I guarantee you they'll change his name. They'll be like One-Eyed Pete or
Is there
something.
gonna be like a fucking like a freak that was dropped by his mother a few times, like that saves the day, or how's that gonna work?
Exactly. How are you gonna portray Sloth? What are you gonna do?
Sloth is just gonna be like some like fucking like super socially awkward fuck that like comes out and he's like, hey you guys, like who knows? But dude,
It'll
oh my
just be
god.
somebody like it's just slightly different.
Oh fuck, dude! Like, who's gonna play Data? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
who's gonna be
Oh
Chunk? Like, they can't even do that. Like, Chunk's gonna be like, it's like, I don't even
yeah.
want to
Yeah.
go down
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
road, but it's gonna be a fucking joke.
Well, some of the classic lines, like when he's like, when Data goes $50 bills, $50 bills, and he's
Yeah,
freaking out.
yeah,
Who is literally going to do that accent? There's
yeah,
no Asian actor who is going to do that
yeah.
accent.
He's gonna say pinchers from hell. I've been saved by the pinchers of hell.
Right. There's and yeah, right, Chunk. Who's going to do the truffle
Yeah,
shuffle?
do the do
That's
the
back
do the
famous.
truffle do the truffle shuffle.
Like
Come on,
that's
I love
bullying.
Chunk.
You can't have that.
Dude, the best scene in that whole fucking movie to me is when they're in the basement of that fucking hellhole and they're interrogating Chunk and he tells a story about how he fucking pushed his sister down the stairs and blamed it on the dog.
That is amazing. And he's like crying and he's going on and the
Yeah,
Patelli brothers are they're like,
they love it.
what the fuck is this kid saying?
He's like, I love this kid. Yeah, I love that shit. And like the funny
Oh
thing is, like the one guy is fucking Buddy from Sopranos. I forget what his name. Ralphie. It's Ralphie from Sopranos.
man.
Is the one guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, and then the other Fratelli brother, he was in Once Upon a Time in America, and I think he was in like Godfather 2.
I've seen him in some shit for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And then of course the mama,
Yeah, she gets
she's
the
a legend.
basketball in the fucking head.
She's a legend, man.
What's that chick's name? She's fucking like she's been like she scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid. I think Mama Fratelli was scarier to me than fucking Pinhead just because she was like when she gives him those glasses of water and it's like fucking pink. And she's
Yeah.
like, does this water? She's like, it's wet, ain't it? So drink it. Like, fuck,
It's
man.
wet, ain't it? And it's like that's like that movie. Well, obviously throw mama from the train, but the babysitter's dead. What's that one called? I think that's what it's called. So something about the babysitter's dead.
Is that the one where they throw the basketball at her fucking head and it
Yes, and it
explodes?
explodes. Yes,
See,
yeah,
I've never actually seen that film. I've only
yeah.
seen that clip. So
Or
I gotta track that fucking thing down. I love Mama Fratelli. She's an old fucking scary fucking broad, man.
well, yeah, man. I bet you she's got. If you go back far enough, she's definitely got some horror movie appearances that we didn't realize because she's got some gnarly mug on her face, man. She's not the
Do you ever
most
notice?
attractive woman.
Do you ever notice what like she always goes in that
Yeah.
film?
Man, listen, yeah,
When they fucking break the guy out of prison and oh here he comes and she here he comes like a
yeah.
fucking like freakish fucking like goblin broad, you know.
Come
I only
on,
jabbed you once,
boy.
maybe twice.
Yeah.
Um,
Another movie I watched the other day, forgot how fun it was Roger Rabbit. That's a good movie. Um, yeah, that was a fun movie. Forgot how
which
good it
movie
was.
you talk? What movie did you say? I didn't hear you.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh fuck yeah!
I forgot how fun that was.
I killed your brother, and when I did it, I talked like this.
And every the baby with the cigar is so hilarious.
Yeah.
Every now and again, it's good to like I generally keep it fucking 180, 100 watching horror films. But every now and again, I do enjoy watching the comedy, and I watch, or I'll throw in an action film. Like it wasn't that long ago I watched I well I remember talking to you when I did a marathon of the Death Wish, and then I did a marathon of all the Clint Eastwood his films, Dirty Harry films. But I just watched Commando a little while ago, and man, that brought back some lot of memories renting that movie when I was young. And terribly acted, awful movie. Like when he throws the pipe at him at the end, he's like,
Mm.
it's like let off a little steam. I said like, oh dude.
But that was what sold back then, and that's what motherfuckers want. Motherfuckers were waiting for lines like that,
Yeah.
you know? Like
Well, I Arnold, his like yes, his best his crown jewel of his career, I think, is obviously Terminator. I would say. Um,
yeah.
then I would say Commando is probably number three, and then you got Total Recall is number two.
What about Conan? I thought you would have Conan like way higher than that.
Conan it's off there, definitely in the top five for sure. Um, yeah, you know what? The more I think, the Running Man. The more I think about it,
Predator?
he does. Oh my god, how did I forget Predator? Yeah, the more I think about it, he does have. He was kind of king of action movies in the '80s. There's no
Oh
doubt
yeah.
about that.
And it was like in his movies, he acted like he knew that he was the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
but
especially like even in like at the beginning of Predator when he's like in the helicopter, you see like the silhouette of him and he's lighting the fucking cigar and he's just fucking hauling on it. Like that movie, dude, Predator to me is that might be my favorite Schwarzenegger film, like right now at this very second.
yeah, that's I totally forgot about that. That I don't know how I missed that. But then you talk about Stallone too. Stallone, you had obviously the Rambo ones, which again the kill count went up. They did what they had to do. It kind of fell off. The first one's epic. It's such a good movie and stands on its own. It's so fucking good. Uh,
The
but
first one is you watch the first one for the story and you watch the rest of them for the bullshit action.
exactly.
Yeah.
But then you got other movies like Cobra by him, or even
Cobra's good.
Over the Top. Over the Top is
Over
wicked.
the Top.
That's fucking awesome, man. Stallone, but Stallone doesn't hold a candle to, I don't know, Chuck Norris's Delta Force. And fuck, what I mean, all his movies were great. But one of my favorites, because of my father, got me, was Charles Bronson. Hey, listen here. He's just Charlie Bronson. He's just so good, man. But I remember being so frustrated when I was going through the Death Wish. But there's so many of movies that they put him in. They casted Charles Bronson in. That was exactly Death Wish. It was just they mixed the story around a little and retitled it. They gave him another job instead of working as an architect. He was working at a newspaper. You
Yeah.
know, and instead of his wife getting killed, it was his daughter getting killed. Instead of his wife getting killed, it was his wife getting raped or murdered or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, and so like, but that was his career after Dirty Dozen and stuff.
Yeah, like the thing is, like the thing that people don't realize, like when you're talking Bronson, is he's been in like dozens of fucking movies, man. Like absolute, just like he's been in every fucking genre. Uh, I think he's one of his first films, I believe, is House of Wax, like the remake of House of Wax, I think.
Yeah.
Um, which gives he played like a deaf guy or like a mute guy or some shit like that. But so there's his horror, like he was in a horror film, but all those like westerns he was in, he's in like Good Fighting, like the fuck's the name of that one? Hard Times, um, Mr. Majestic, The Mechanic.
Oh, the
Uh,
Mechanic. Yeah.
dude, he's in a lot of good flicks. But like to me, like Death Wish 1, 2, and 3 are like his crowning jewels. And like to go back to Norris for a second, dude. One of my favorite Chuck Norris films is called The Hero and the Terror, and it's about this guy that's like fucking killing people, and he's like using this like movie theater or like fucking like theater place. He's like going through the vents. I can specifically remember watching that with Richie when I was a kid and thinking it was so fucked up. Uh, that just I don't know, crazy, crazy.
That's like a movie I watched here the other. Well, I always say that the other day when I'm talking about movies. It might have been a couple months ago or a year ago, but Remo Williams.
Is he the guy from Bad Boys, like the original with Sean Penn? He's like the
I don't know about that, but Remo Williams basically, he dies in it, and they kind of bring him back to life, and they use him as I don't know, like I don't know.
the movie's called Remo. Okay, I
Yeah,
see. I thought you were talking about an actor named that.
no, it's super cheesy, but it's good. It's just something about it's good, man. Like
It's Fred Ward, by the way, the guy that's in that. Well, who the fuck am I thinking of? Hold on, I gotta look it up. Because you said a guy's name, and I was like, yeah, the guy from Bad Boys. Oh, I'm thinking of Rennie Santoni. He's the guy. He was in Dirty Harry. He's
and I was trying to think of something there the other day too. Okay, so after watching Sinners, I was going down a rabbit hole, watching, looking for some vampire films to watch, and yeah, I've seen like the Stokers, Gary Oldman one 100 times. I love it. Will always be great. It's a great movie. Um, you know, it was so funny that I saw. I'm in this horror group, and I felt like what Buddy who said actually it's 13 years.
yeah.
That's what I felt like in this group when people like, oh, the question was like, oh, name a vampire. That was the question, and people were like, oh, Nosferatu. I'm like, the movie's called Nosferatu, dickhead. His name's Oleg, like Count Oleg, you fucking dumb tards. Like,
Orlok.
yeah, but I was like, fucking, I felt like such a fucking gatekeeping snob when I said, calling people out for that shit.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, motherfuckers. Some people they're just annoying with their bullshit. I don't consider myself a gatekeeper of any kind of like shit that I'm into. The only thing that I would gatekeep is like if I knew where there was a stash of really good fucking movies or comics on the cheap, I keep that to myself, dude, until I've cleared out the shit I want. I'll gatekeep that. But as far as like, if someone says what's a good fucking good horror film, dude, how long do you got? You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
put on New York Ripper and see how you like that. That's the kind
Well,
of like that. That's the kind of film that takes someone to the next level. They might have been watching like the Freddys and Jasons and all that stuff, and it's like, here, now Watch a standalone horror film from the fucking early '80s and see how you like that.
Well, I usually can tell a lot from people when if somebody tells, if I say, well, you like horror movies. Oh yeah, I like horror movies. I'll be like, well, what's the first horror movie you saw? If they come at me with something like, oh, Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday 13th or something, I would consider somewhat mainstream. I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to turn my nose up or something. Like my first horror film was Horror Express with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. Like, does that make me more of a horror fan? No, no, by no means. But it opened up. I had a different window to horror at the beginning. I had my uncles and my father were showing me not the Universal stuff, but the Hammer stuff and these British horror, these Gothic horror stuff, and the stuff that I was also reading in comic books at the time. House of Secrets, House of Mystery, stuff like that, and wasn't necessarily. It was the one where like in the 80s, the blood would be corn syrup and whatever, Tom Savini doing the corn syrup blood. In the Hammer films, it'll be like just red paint,
It's like
you
red
know.
acrylic neon paint. It looks fucking awesome. I want to quickly say that I recently I marathoned all 9 Hammer Dracula films and I did reviews for all of them. They're on the fucking channel. But let me shout out a couple of the homies here. VZ Madison House, I already shouted that motherfucker out, but he was talking about, he's basically agreeing with us. John Gorez, he mentions Martin, which I love.
Oh,
Fuck,
absolutely, absolutely.
dude.
He used to use. Well, that's the guy you would. I remember he was on a train or something using the hydraulic or the hypodermic needle to drain blood or something.
Yes.
I haven't seen it in forever.
No, he was using the hypodermic needle to drug people so then he could drink their blood because he's the
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen that one in forever. Who made that one? Is that a?
It's Romero.
That's right. It is. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
this fucking. This is how you did. Like, look at this cover first of all. Like this razor blade. I don't even know if you can see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
Like
great.
what a cover! And this is one of the deluxe like fucking Anchor Bay VHS
Nice.
tapes from back in the day, dude.
Very nice.
Like shout out to the old man.
That's
But
cool.
also, I think that is a very underrated film or under talked about film. Comic Crack is in the house. What's going on,
Oh,
dude?
nice, man. What's up, dude?
Comic Crack. I'm actually halfway through your fucking Friday Night Live. It's still on my thing. Like I still have the thing. I'm 25 minutes into it. I mentioned this in the last stream. The thing is, like, this is how I stay sort of connected with like comics in a way. I'm grounded into comics through Comic Crack and fucking Jared Osborne because I watch his like weekly pickups to see if like anything like comes out that sounds like I would give a fuck about. It rarely happens. Like the last shit that I was picking up on the monthly or weekly or whatever the fuck you want to call it was Hate Revisited, which is probably like a year ago at this point.
Right.
But that new heavy metal is out, and I'm probably I would say like a third of the way through it. I gotta say, I dig it, dude. I dig it. If I had it, it's in my car because I read like a story every day before work before I go into work, like in my car. But there's a story in there that's it's fucking like colored with markers, and it's like about like these two kind of bubbling like pilots like pirate pilots that are smuggling all these monsters and they end up landing on this planet and like it has Dracula and like a Frankenstein and stuff and it's just like the way that like it looks it's like dude this is exactly like what I want to see like I want to see like a grab bag of cool different art and that's why I'm sort of making it a point right now to track down heavy metals and stuff. And as a matter of fact, I check this out, dude. Uh, I found this place. It's a 3-hour drive, but I found their website and they had some heavy metals. And I was like, oh fuck, put a cart together. And I was like, you know what? I could just drive to this place and pick them up. But I wanted to call them and confirm they had the stuff. So I call on Friday. I call them, no answer. Call them like 20 minutes later, no answer. Probably like an hour later, no answer. I was like, dude, I'm not fucking driving 3 hours up north to fucking them either be closed or be open and saying, oh, sorry, we don't have those anymore. We haven't updated the website, like, or some bullshit. So I kind of said, fuck that. Comic Crack says he dug that heavy metal more than he thought he was going to. He's on board for a few more issues for sure. I'm definitely going to be picking it up. Just like, you know what? I didn't read like some of the like article bullshit. Like, I didn't give a fuck about. Like, there's a whole write up about some guy that I think is dead now. But I looked at the art, but I'm like, I don't give a fuck to read about this stuff. I just want to read the comics and stuff. Or like if it seems interesting, I'll read it. But I'm definitely looking forward to you know, tracking a bunch of those down. I actually thought that I had way more than I had. I have 10 issues, which, you know, there's so much goodness in those issues that it's inspired me to like be like, okay, and like not only that, but I should mention right now that I'm starting the early stages of a new comic book, and it's sort of inspired by heavy metal. This is a piece of like concept art. This is the first time I've ever showed this. Like, this has not been seen by anyone except for my wife. But just like this type, instead of like my normal like Filthy Ralph style, I kind of want to like try to, you know,
Cool.
like do some shit like that. And then this is the thing that I think is the coolest thing I've done for, like, this is like a character sheet or study, whatever you want to call it, of the main guy. And like there's like the dude,
Right on.
and like different like it's just like, that's how, like, the helmet is the same as like from here, but I was just trying to draw it from like different angles and shit. And then
Right.
just like the weapons,
Yeah.
and like, you know, this is the fun part of developing a new comic, like, to me, because you're figuring out like the style. Like, I've used the same style for pretty much every comic except for the one called Blood Drunk, where I went fucking hammer on all the little dots, uh you know. But I'm looking forward to doing this. I've been hyping up this comic called Rotten Revolver, which is going to be a western. I've been hyping that up for so long, but uh that's gonna be uh probably postponed at least for the rest of this year. I might start off next year with that. But I'm gonna do my best to finish this comic before I start anything else. You know what I mean? Just kind of take my time and stuff. And like, that's why I've been going through my collection and stuff and looking for inspiration and just cool stuff. And like I had a bunch of like random like horror magazines from like the like everywhere from like the early 2000s to the mid 2000s. And I was like, you know what, dude, like, I flipped through them. There's like nothing in here I give a fuck about. I gave my Uncle Mike. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, I don't give, like, because the thing is, he'll read the fucking thing cover to cover, and he might like discover one movie through it, and then he'll be like, hey, check, I fucking heard about this movie, man, I'm probably gonna check it out. And I'm like, oh, fuck, right on, you know.
The only comic I'm gonna be, well, the last one I was picking up, I get, because I was picking up Immortal Hulk there a good couple of years ago, and then they did another Hulk in 2022 or 2023. It was up to a couple issues in that, and I dropped it because the art was terrible, and I haven't picked up anything since then. But I saw the announcement or that they got a Black Mirror comic book coming out, so I'm gonna be picking up the Black Mirror one. I think just to see what it's like. Um, I won't be getting no variant covers or nothing like that, but I'll pick it up and see what it's like.
Right on. I'm still waiting on this book called Switchblade Shorties. It was like the last thing that fucking Ed Piskor uh like did before he fucking left this like, plane of existence.
Yeah,
um But that shit I keep talking about that every time I do one of these fucking streams. Like, that shit should be coming out. Like, I think by the end of summer, or by the end. I'll wait as long as I gotta wait. But you know, there hasn't been an update in a while. I guess that's the perks or whatever the fuck of doing a crowdfunding thing. Like, speaking of the heavy metal magazine,
Yeah,
There's people that are complaining that like kickstarted that and they fucking still haven't gotten their shit, but they're, I got mine like from a comic shop and they didn't get theirs and they paid for it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like fuck.
Well, I mean, there was a bunch of stuff that they did like that too. There, I think that's how they started Creepy originally when they restarted that. Um, uh, I think they got a treasury size of Creepy coming out soon.
Mhm.
That's going to be fun to pick up. I think so.
What's that gonna? Is that gonna be original or fucking old shit?
Oh, it's going to be the original. I think it's going to be Creepy number one, but it's going to be treasury size.
Wow, who's putting that up?
I don't know. I think probably I would have to assume maybe I don't know, maybe Dynamite or something like I don't know who's been doing the creepy now. I don't know who's doing that, but yeah.
Yeah,
So my
I'm a fan. I would pick up. I would pick up that. I picked up the creepy stuff that came out like a couple years ago or however many. I
yeah,
don't know how many years ago that was at this point, but
yeah,
that's sort of the next thing that I'm going to be going through is my comics because I know I have a lot of stuff that I can probably trade in. You know what I mean? I don't want to deal with the whole fucking like trying to sell shit. I'd rather just trade the shit in, and the shit they
yeah,
don't take, then I'll just fucking donate to a library.
yeah.
Because like I'm not gonna get rid of anything like fucking that's like
Do you still have that newspaper, that one sheet of like 1940 something Superman?
I think I might. I don't know. I'd have to look.
You should frame that and put that up. That's kind of cool.
It's cool, but I wouldn't frame it in here. I don't have enough fucking space to frame the shit I want to frame, dude. I got like 30 fucking movie posters in the basement that I can't even fucking look at. Like if like the thing is, because I probably have like maybe 30 things hanging like between this room and the outs and the hallway there, like outside of this room.
What you should do is go to one of these places like Sunset Records, Sunrise Records, or like these old stores that used to have these. Remember how you used to like Michael's even has them where you can look at the movies and it's in this kind of rack that kind of slide by side by side.
Yeah.
It's on its side. That would be dope for like collecting your posters and putting them in there. Yeah, you're not displaying them properly, but yeah, you can at least you can look at them.
Yeah. That's a cool fucking idea, but I wouldn't have. That's
Yeah,
too big. That's too big to have in this room. Like this room is like
yeah,
8 by 10. You know what I mean? And it's like I like on this wall behind me, like this shelf like sticks out like fucking 18 inches from the wall.
yeah.
Like this room isn't that big. Like especially
So
this chair I have in here is fucking massive. This is an electronic recliner. You know what I mean? I'm
yeah,
not gonna
because
fucking
I
work with
remember.
this.
I mean, this must be the new place or a new place, right? Because I
Yeah,
remember.
this is the house. Yeah,
Yeah.
we live at a house now.
Okay. Yeah. Because I
Like
remember that.
I live with Kayla now. Like we've lived
Okay.
together for the last like fucking over like 16 months, 18 months.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, because I remember when video homicide. I mean, that was becoming a video store, man. It was.
Oh yeah. Well, cuz when I lived at the like with my mom and my brother, I had like all that I kind of had like a video store set up in the basement, but then when I
Yeah.
got my apartment that I was at for like fucking 3 years, dude, I'm telling you it was basically just the one wall was like just movies and like cuz I had everything on the wall and
Mm,
you know but again it was a lot of stuff that I don't have now because I just got because it was like back in the day you go to a thrift store and it's remotely whore you buy it, you know what I mean, and then
yeah.
you end up with a bunch of bullshit you don't give a fuck about. It's better to just get rid of that shit and just keep what you love, you know like I'm not going to get rid of oh dude, you know what movies I discovered recently? I don't know if you've ever seen them. I did reviews of these Lady Snowblood 1 and 2. Have you seen those?
Are they Japanese films? No.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I think so. Yeah.
Dude, heavy duty. Heavy duty. I love those types of fucking movies, man, where oh, people are just fucking like the blood spray and all that. Like it's just so well done, you know.
Well, speaking of, well, this is not Japanese, it's Chinese, but I want to go back and watch a movie I haven't seen in so many years. Is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Uh, I
No,
haven't seen that movie in forever, but that's a legendary movie, though, man.
dude. VZ agrees. Lady Snowblood is a good fucking movie. Same
Yeah,
with the female prisoner Scorpion films. There's 4 of those. They're the same actress. She's fucking dope. Total badass. Um, yeah, can't recommend those movies enough. And
well,
like you said, man. What movie did you just mention, by the way?
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is like you know, it's an important film because that brought uh like like that type of like serious like period piece into like Western. You know what I mean? Like it's like a serious. It's not like a fucking like Jackie Chan like oh fucking like falling through the roof and all that shit type movie. It's like a serious fucking heavy duty film, which there's tons of previous to that. But I mean like that's the first movie that uh that and I wasn't around. Like I was alive at the time, but I wasn't like fucking into film at like the serious degree.
Yeah.
But like you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Oh,
an
it was the first
it's a good film and an important film.
yeah, it was the first Asian film to win a movie of the year for win an Oscar, a movie of the year. So
Plus, it's Chow Fat, dude. Like he's the killer, dude.
yeah,
He's
exactly,
the
exactly.
fucking killer from The Killer. Like that to me, like when someone says, "What's your favorite Asian film?" It's The Killer every time,
Yeah,
every time. The Killer or Hard Boiled or Better Tomorrow, or if you want to talk about like Chop Socky, as my uncle Mike calls it, 36 Chambers. You know what I mean? 36 Chambers of Shaolin, Secret of the Shaolin Poles, the motherfucking uh
there's one too called Tetsuo the Iron Man.
oh fuck, crazy fucked up movie. Ricky O, the
Yeah,
film Ricky O, dude.
yeah,
That's based on like a fucking anime or like a manga. Or so. I need to own that shit, dude. That's my name.
yeah.
I'm that movie's about. I'm the guy.
Yeah.
You know that movie is hardcore, dude. I remember I'd heard about it for years, honestly, and then I finally watched it one night, and I was like, dude, this is. I'm so happy that that this movie's called Ricky O, and the movie is like badass as fuck.
Well, my friend Django introduced me. I remember when he took me when I was younger. He took me down the rabbit hole of all those kind of Asian films. Itchy the Killer, and then first time I saw Battle Royale and the Suicide Club and things like that. All
Dude,
these
Itchy the
movies,
Killer's wild, man.
yeah. And the first time I saw Old Boy, Old Boy's an amazing movie, and
Old Boy's amazing, but I would take Ricky O over that. That might be blasphemy to some, but
yeah.
I just think it's fucking just fucking crazy, dude.
Well,
I did a page in the one Cinema 187 fucking magazine is all Asian films, and I did a piece from Ricky O. It's the scene where the one guy's like in the meat grinder. I'd pull it out, but it's gonna take too long to fucking find, dude. Like if
you know what's a good film? It's a Thai film. It's pretty mainstream. It's not like an underground one or anything, but it's Ong Bak, and they did
yes,
the 3 of them. But the first one is so good, man.
yeah. And The
Shit,
Protector, the movie The Protector,
I don't
same
know if
kind of
that's how
deal.
to check it.
It's the same kind of deal.
Yeah, but Ong Bak. I remember when I first watched it, my brother was like, "Oh, you should watch this movie." I said, "Okay." And I was just like, the movie didn't stop. It just kept. It was like he was running the whole film, man. It was just awesome.
Fuck.
Yeah. But anyway, man, I'm gonna take off there now. It's like 3 o'clock here, so I'm gonna make some toast and see if there's anything on see if
Yeah,
there's anything on Tubi.
yeah,
Yeah,
man. Well,
and
I appreciate you coming by, dude. It's good talking to you, man. Fucking
yeah,
glad you're fucking
man.
kicking
Yeah,
cock, kicking cock and taking names.
yeah. Everything's good, man. Everything's going good, and things are
Excellent.
good. Things are better. So
That's good.
that's all you can wish for. So, all right,
All right.
buddy. I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right. Peace out, buddy.
All right, later, brother.
VZ says Old Boy is the best. I know he loves those fucking movies. Listen, I love those movies too, man. But I just think that uh, Ricky O is too fucking insane to. I just realized you can see my fucking uh, reflective vest over there. Um, I found the manga digitally a couple years ago. Not as good as the movies, but pretty fun stuff. Fucking A, dude. That's the. I don't know, man. I have a hard time reading comics digitally unless it's just like a fucking like quick little like Instagram 4-paneler or whatever, you know, like. Um, and I think you guys would all agree that like fucking, you know, having a comic in your hand is way better. Full Contact with Chow Fat and Anthony Wong is great. I think I have a random like non John Woo flick. I think it's called The Replacement Killers. Is Chow Fat in that? Can anyone confirm? What else? Like that guy, Bong Joon Ho. He just did a new film. He's the guy that did Parasite and he did The Host and Memories of Murder. Uh, I watched a few of his films like right around the time Parasite came out, and I was like, "Fuck, dude!" Like, so cool. Like that movie, The Host. Like, it's not like a great fucking movie, but it's fun as hell, dude. So do I. Not a fan of digital reading, but sometimes shit is so tough to find. It's worth the struggle. Yeah, yeah. Like you got to do what you got. Like, especially if you're like, dude, I need to read this, right? John Gora says Replacement Killers is awful. I'd rather read physical, but if I have to read, I will. Yeah, that's the thing, man. That's the thing. And like, um, yeah, the struggle is real out here in terms of like the stuff that I'm into. That's why I like Comic Crack. That's why I like your stuff. You're like you kind of like are into a lot of shit. So like you get like a good idea. You know, you can find shit out about stuff through guys like you. Um, but like I forget what I was gonna say with that, but I want to see his new movie, Mickey. Yeah, that's what I think I was about to talk about that, but I think it's based off a comic as well. Now that comic's probably worth all fucking kinds of money, but um I've been I've been looking for heavy metals. I've been looking for affordable. Like to me, like I don't know what happened, but I remember when I was picking up all my creepies and eerie's and stuff back in the day, like we're talking like 10, probably like 10 to 15 years ago at this point, maybe closer to 10. Um, but I was getting them for like 3.99 a piece, you know, and now like you go to a lot of places and like they are fucking, you know, like 12 is like the cheap ones, you know what I mean? They go up to like 17 and stuff. It's like fuck. Same with Vampirellas. Like I bought a few of those, like the cheapest ones they had. And you know, just to get like a glimpse of like the art style and stuff because I never really had those magazines and like you know the thing is like there's a really good magazine in theory. This is a personal opinion. Famous Monsters of Filmland. The best parts of those magazines to me are the fucking covers. You know what I mean? And all kinds of ads that are throughout. But like a lot of like it's just kind of like, you know, not like I'd rather be reading a comic. You know what I mean? I don't really give a fuck about like they're trying to like be funny and all that stuff. And like some of it's funny, whatever, it's cool. But like when it's just like photos from the movie with like a caption box and it's like, you know, the Wolfman is like fucking approaching some broad and they change the words to like I'm gonna eat your ass or whatever. Not as explicit as that, but curious. Do you like Alita Battle Angel? I've never heard of it, dude. I know it's based on something. Wasn't sure if it was a book or a comic. Yeah, I know it's based on something, but um, you know, like I wanted to like I wanted to pick up that Fukator, number 12, I think it is, or number 11. The it just got put out like not long ago, but like he sold out already. And it's like fuck. And I went on eBay and I think I seen it on there for like over $100. It's like, dude, fuck. It makes me want to be like, dude, when you print these, like fucking print off like way more because like I feel like that's the thing. Like when Sawblade puts out his comic Terror Rat 2, dude, that comic is gonna fucking sell out instantly, dude. So if you want to get that, be on top of that shit, dude. Because I said, like, I've been talking to that dude, man, and he's a solid fucker. And like, uh, his art style, but like in a comic form, it's like, what? It's a fucking match made in heaven, man. So shout out to Terror Rat 2, Sawblade 666. I don't know when he's gonna be done that. I know he's working on a lot of other fucking shit at the, shit that takes precedent over his personal projects, right? Because he's a working artist. But what else is there? So I can spoil something to you guys because you guys are all sort of like OGs and stuff. But expect a video soon uh of me with a haul. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. An insane haul is coming. All right. The deal has been made. The hands have been shaken, and I'm just waiting to collect. All right. So wait for that fucking haul video. It probably is gonna come this, I would say by this weekend it'll be up. Alita was Robert Rodriguez, based on a manga and an anime. I think had Jennifer Connelly and Christopher Waltz. Oh no, I never seen it, dude. I like Robert Rodriguez films. The ones that I've seen, I really liked. Like I love um the fuck's that movie called? Didn't he direct From Dusk Till Dawn? I really like that movie. Really liked those like Desperado films. I think it was El Mariachi, Desperado, and then there was one other one. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's right up Comic Crack's alley, dude. And it's I will say it's not exactly comic books, but it's comic book just in a different format. It's not your traditional comic book. It's more of like a magazine-sized comic book. It's a stack of porn, isn't it? Some would say sold in the porno section. Okay, this magazine was. You might be able to, I've mentioned I've been trying to get a hold of these. You know what I mean? Yeah. Basically, shout out to my uncle Mike because he's the one that's hooking this deal up. He's the one that suggested it. So I just don't want to say what it is, right? I don't want to be on the nose because I want you guys to just be like, oh, dude, there's the haul video. I'm just gonna be like the best. The title will probably be something like the best haul video of my life. That'll be and I'll make the thumbnail of me going like this, like that, and fucking there'll be like a fucking like I'll be like balancing a bunch of like packages or like books or something in the thumb. Like that's the thing. I've ranted about this in the past, the last stream, I think, man. Like these. Oh man, could you imagine if you were making money off YouTube, right? If you like enough to pay your rent and all that, that is like fucking awesome. But like if you have to like basically turn yourself into a prostitute and you're not even making enough money to like pay your fucking rent, dude, fuck off. Fuck off. That's why I like I this is fun for me. This is a hobby thing for me, you know what I mean? It's like I don't have to make an ad for like if you ever like scrolling on Instagram or something and then you see or on YouTube and you see the ad of like a guy that's clearly not even playing a game but it's showing the gameplay on the screen. He's like describing it. He's like, I need to get more players. Oh no, I'll try to get this gun. Oh no, I got killed. Oh, that was exciting. Like if you ever see anything like that come out of me, please drive to London, Ontario, track me down and kick the fuck out of me because that shit, it's not me, man. And whenever I see those ads, because if you have fucking YouTube on your phone and you don't have YouTube Premium, you're dealing with these ads, and it's always the same type of bullshit. Like how fucking much did they pay you to just make yourself into a fucking like pretend you're playing a game and like talking about, oh my god, like this game that everyone says is fake is actually real. Here, I'm playing it. Check it out. And it like cuts and it like shows them. They're like, yeah, I'm winning. Like, oh my god. Fuck, man. Crazy. VZ agrees they're the dumbest videos. Fuck. Man. I was reading a VZI. This is kind of a spoiler for the newest heavy metal issue, but I have to say it to talk Comic Crack because he's read it. That story, it's early on. I think it's the second one, but like with that knight guy that takes the fucking the face off that bug and then like convinces the other one to like take his chest off. Like I thought that was fucking pretty insane, you know. And then it took like that at the end. It was like, oh, actually, the place is radioactive and they're already fucked. You know what I mean? Like that to me, like if they continue that story and make it something like hardcore, then that's gonna be dope. But if that's the end of it, it's like, you know. And who the fuck am I to judge? This is like a beautifully painted comic. You know, I'm not like saying it was shit. I'm just saying the ending uh pissed me off. I wish he just rode off into the sunset and went and got fucking food with his flying dragon or whatever the fuck it was called. Uh yeah, I'm just looking forward to that coming out. Like I know it'll probably like I'm not gonna pre-order it or anything like that. I'm just gonna go to the comic shop and buy it. Or I can pre-order it at the comic shop, but I'm not gonna go through their website or anything like that. I just keep hearing horror stories about the people that kickstarted it and shit. Um Depressing, man. It's like fuck, like that's one like not okay, so like besides the point, but like YouTube is a fucking it's such a weird place that like used to be like the Wild West, but now it's not. Yeah, that's a story that was in old heavy metal as well. Taking the face off the spider was pretty nuts. Not that story, I mean that series. Yeah. Dude, I'm like I've been going through my movies and stuff, and like I said, now I'm gonna be going through the comics and shit. But like, you know, the thing about the comics that I have that I know I want to keep, I can probably sort out. Like, I'm gonna try to narrow it down to like two short boxes of just kind of like, you know, random shit. Like I'm keeping like my like 4 issue minis, the ones that I love, keeping all of like obviously my undergrounds and all that stuff. Um, but you know, like I have like a nearly finished run of Master of Kung Fu, and I'm like, fuck, mate, I'm thinking about like trading that in, man, and just seeing what they give me, and then just taking, you know, this you're gonna get more in store credit and just taking store credit, even if you don't buy all, like, you know, you can fucking keep it. You don't have to blow it all on that same day. So depending on what I got out of it, I could, you know, probably fund heavy metal and any kind of ongoing stuff that's coming out. Like there's nothing coming out that I give a fuck about right now anyway, other than that, really. There's Mad magazines coming out, but it's like reprints of older shit, and uh they're sort of themed like I think the last one was like animal themed, I think, and there was one that was Star Wars themed recently. And I grabbed a movie parody one recently, and it has like the Exorcist story. It has I think the Godfather, the Jaws one and stuff. So like that stuff's cool, but just to like pick up every issue of you know, Mad, it's like, oh fuck, I gotta see it. Is there some Jack Davis in here? Like there's gotta be some quality art, quality stories, shit that I give a fuck about. You know, but 17.99, it's like, god damn, that's a lot of scratch for a Mad magazine. It used to be 35 cents cheap, you know. Now it's like 17.9. Like they couldn't put cheap on that. Like, dude, that's fucking crazy, man. That's crazy shit. VZ misses the old fucking Wild West of YouTube. You find yeah, it was crazy. It was fucked. I remember the first time I just heard of someone even say YouTube. I was at a buddy's house. He like lived in this like basement apartment, and he was like, "Oh, put on YouTube." I remember thinking like, "What the fuck's YouTube?" And he's like, "It's the only thing I watch on the internet." And I was like, "Well, what is it?" And he's like, "It's just videos." And I'm like, "Oh fuck!" So like music videos and like all that bullshit, but all the other fucking crazy stuff that came with it, but also like the communities that like I found and shit, and like you guys, like I discovered through YouTube, so that's pretty dope. And Yeah, I've been going through, like I said earlier about the famous monsters thing, like, I have some other sort of famous monsters-esque magazines that just sort of feature that, like, speech balloon coming out of a photo, like, that kinda stuff. There's not, like, a lot of artwork in there really. I'm gonna go through them and scan the ads and stuff, and, like, the covers if the covers are dope, but I don't wanna if the cover's really dope, I'll keep it, but, like, I don't wanna just keep shit just because it's, like, it's an old horror-related thing if it's not really what I give a fuck about, you know? When I bought Mad, it was $3, yeah. When I was getting Mad, like, between, like, '04 and, like, '06-ish. So, like, every issue of that and, like, probably, like, 2 years behind, like, I had stolen from a library, so I had a fucking stack of Mad magazines that I wish I still had. You know, I still have a gang of Mad, but, like, it's more curated, like, it's like, I don't have like, a lot of it is, I buy based off artwork or front cover, you know? 'Cause I absolutely love the covers of that shit, dude, and I really like to look at that art in, like, the proper way it was intended. I never watched Mad TV, I heard Artie Lang was really good in it. Yeah, Mad TV was fucking awesome, dude. There was a lot of good shit. A lot of good actors came out of that too, like, it wasn't just Artie Lang, like, Keegan-Michael, Key, Jordan Peele, Bobby Lee, um, I forget the name of that one dude. The one dude from, Pulp Fiction that plays Marvin, the guy that gets shot in the back, shot in the head, he, was on that show. I forget what his name is, though. But yeah, good show. I thought Mad TV was better than SNL. Oh, I agree with that 100%. I never thought SNL was that shit hot, and, like, now they have, like, all these, like, Joe Rogan affiliates, like that one guy, that one comedian, Shane. I forget what his last name is. He's a funny motherfucker, but, um, like, he's like, you can tell he's gonna go far, but it's like no one else is even close to like that kind of shit, you know? And like there's that show Kill Tony. Everyone's like obsessed with this Kill Tony bullshit. I never liked that little fuck. I never liked him. I don't watch Kill Tony. The only things I've watched that Shane guy fucking play Trump on there and fucking go doing the Trump voice and shit. Key and Peele were great on Matt. Yeah, and they got their own spin-off, which was fucking awesome. You know, this is a sketch, like, dude, but okay, we're gonna talk sketch comedy. What's the best sketch comedy of all time? Chappelle Show, Chappelle Show, Chappelle Show. Ow, ow. Fuck, dude, Chappelle Show, dude. We used to fuck. I cannot believe my mom fucking did. She didn't bat an eye at Chappelle Show. Thought it was funny. You know, my stepdad Richie bought me Chappelle Show season 2. I'll never forget that. We went to Toronto for like a weekend trip one time when I was a kid, and, we went into, Sam the Wrecker, went into all those places. We would go there often. He was a fu My stepdad Richie was a music fanatic, just like my dad, and, we'd go to all those record shops, and, like, there was all these fucking, like, bootleg kinda places. They had all these, like, bootleg movies and shows, and I got a bootleg of fucking Chappelle Show season 2, which, I think my dad has that copy because I ended up finding an actual copy. Um, but yeah, man, just like a vulgar fucking awesome show. Me and Kayla just watched the first episode like a couple weeks ago, and then I was like, I got when she went on like she had to go out of town twice, like in a pretty close amount of time. So uh I was watching like an episode of Chappelle Show, then an episode of South Park, and this was all for free on I think on either Pluto or Roku or one of those fucking things. Back in grade schools, teachers got pissed when we'd bring in Mad. You thought we were smuggling in Hustler Penthouse or something. Fuck Kill Tone. Yeah, fuck that Weasley fuck. Like he's like fucking laughing, like, ah, like everyone's like he's so funny, like they like fuck that guy, dude. Fuck them. They ain't funny. Having the whole show on DVD is so good. Yes. fuck Kill Tony? I fucking love, like, I love my collection. That's one thing. Like, I used to have this used to be behind me. Now it's like this bookshelf behind me. But like, there's mad movies. Like, I might as well show it instead of just hyping it up. Like, look at this. The fuck am I trying to prove? It wraps around. There it is. That's my physical media collection. And today I'll be talking about physical media and the importance of physical media and physical media. How many fucking times can some of these cocksuckers say physical media in a video? I know that's what it is and that's what it's called, but it's like, I guess that's just like something that I have to deal with. Why I have to look within myself, why does that make me mad? You know, because in essence, it's nothing wrong. They're not saying anything wrong, but like, the type of motherfucker that's like physical media. Like, they fucking push their glasses up on the bridge of their nose and they fucking got their little leather shoes with no socks on and a fucking scarf, and it's fucking 30 plus outside. It's like, no. Let's talk about cinema. Talk about Fellini and all these fucking people and shit. Like, sure, yeah, okay. I'd rather much talk about the films of fucking let's think of someone. Who haven't we talked? Let's talk about John Waters. You know what I mean? Let's talk about Pink Flamingos. What a movie. I actually don't even fucking have a legit copy of that. I got a fucking bootleg. I'm a bootleg fucking junkie. Physical media collection. Trash Dash is in the fucking house. What's going on, homie? How are you? How you doing? And I appreciate you stopping by. We're just talking bullshit about bullshit, you know? But I was talking about how, your physical media collection is an extension of yourself, right? So you gotta, weed out the bullshit, keep the stuff you love, or you can keep the bullshit too, but like, then you got to store it. It's like, fuck, you really want to store a bunch of shitty movies that you're going to eventually just fucking throw out anyway or donate? Just got back from work, long days of kids screaming. Well, fuck. Where do you work? At the fucking slaughterhouse? That's funny because I actually work at a fucking slaughterhouse. My son is going to see Pink Flamingos for the first time this week. Can't wait to hear what he thinks of it. Oh, yeah. What's another good one? I think it's called Multiple Maniacs. There's Multiple Maniacs. I think there's one called like Femme Trouble or something like that. I did a review of might have been Multiple Maniacs, or it might have been the other one. I don't remember, but it was fucking cool, man. Like, I like John Waters. That's the thing. He's a likable guy. 10 reasons to own this movie on 4K video. Every physical media YouTuber does. Yeah. The first reason is it's physical media. You have it in your hand. I like to be able to take my physical media and physically hold it with physicalities, okay? It was I had a momentary loss of muscular coordination with this physical media. I came home, it fucking scattered papers all over my office. I just grabbed them out of the way. Few extra, pounds of pressure per second, If anybody knows what I'm talking, that reference, then you're good in my books. Yeah. And that's the thing. Oh, fuck. I just realized that little skeleton dude, because of where that Jason mask is, it looks like that's his head. Wild. My exterminator came over the other day. I gave him a bag full of DVD stuff I couldn't do without. I could do without. Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, that's what I mean. I got a bag for my fucking dad and a bag for my uncle. Yeah, I think there's like 15 issues of like Rue Morgue, Horror Hound, some Fangoria shit that, the Fangorias that I collect, the ones that I have are from basically before I was even fucking born. It's fun to sort of like see what people talk about some of my favorite films before they even came out, And like that, like I got an issue of Heavy Metal it's an interview with George Romero and I think David Cronenberg as well. But like, it's like during that era when those movies were coming out. It's like, dude, this is like, You know, it's a big deal. You know, like these movies are a big deal to us, and you got to think about like when these movies first came out, like it was a spectacle. The media is not physical; it's a magnetic signal that plays as shapes and lights in the TV. Well, there you go. I take it. I'll take it. Fuck, dude. Get another joint going, eh? Eh, Trash Stash? Trash Stash. I'm glad you guys are over here, man, hanging out with me tonight. Like I said, man, it was my dog's birthday today. We fucking took him to the beach and, you know, had a bomb fucking breakfast. Then I made us like the most delicious fucking chicken. I haven't had chicken in it feels like a week or something, or maybe longer. And I had some in the freezer. And I was like, ah, fuck, took it out earlier. And when we came home, dude, I fucking cooked the fuck out of it, seasoned the fuck out of it. Like, oh. Trash Ash is getting Marshall McLuhan-esque there. Yeah, new media shit, man. Fucking crazy. You know what I like? I like that if my favorite fucking piece of film disappears off the streaming services, I have a physical copy of it ready to watch. Over there in my physical media collection, I have some of my favorite fucking movies, dude. Like I said, I'm still out of order, but it's sort of like in section, like blocks, but mixed up a bit. Like a lot of the S's are together, a lot of the fucking T's. So not bad at all. Of the Z's, because there's Zombie 3, Zombie 4. I've never even watched fucking Zombie 4, dude. I gotta check it out eventually. Because I remember when Shocking Dark, like there was that got put out by Severin. This is like a couple years. This is more than a couple years ago at this point. But when that came out, it was the same time that Zombie 3, 4, and I think 5 came out. So I picked up Shocking Dark and Zombie 3 and 4 the same day. And like I'd seen Zombie 3 because I have a VHS of it. But, you know, that's the thing. Like, you have a fucking million books or comics or whatever. You don't, no one's read everything in their collection. Unless your collection's small as fuck, then I could understand that. But, like, if you got, like, fucking, quite a few short boxes or, like, long boxes or even short boxes, it's fucking crazy. Did you get him a physical? One of the zombie movies is about yeah, I think that's the 5th one. Fucking so stupid. The only one that matters is the fucking first one, dude, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned. Yep. I want to I don't know if you guys Danny, check this shit out. I'm starting a new comic and this is like going to be the style. Like this is just like kind of concept art. I showed this earlier, but I'm just showing it again because maybe some fucks care to see it. It's like the character design. This is all pencil. Like I initially tonight I was gonna do an ink session, ink this, but I was like no, because the thing is with that is I want to redraw that on a bigger size. That way I can like I have some good watercolor paper. I want to do like a watercolor painting on it, because watercolor is like I don't like I've relied too heavily on digital coloring. Like I've done I did 1, 2, like 3 digital coloring covers, and I'm like, fuck, why am I doing? I gotta do it myself. I keep preaching to myself like, fuck the digital bullshit, and then I do that. It's like hypocritical. I'm not saying I'm never gonna use it, but I'm just saying. Sorry. Yeah. Fuck. Stone. I think you sent me that. I don't know what I sent you, dude. Didn't Al Cliver show up in Zombie Force? Hilarious. Al Cliver, is that one dude that's in a bunch of those? Let me see him. I don't know if he's in Zombie 4, but he's definitely in Zombie 1. This guy's in a bunch of shit, dude. Like a bunch. Yeah, Demonia. That's a Fulci flick, I think. I started that. Speaking of Tubi, we were talking about Tubi earlier. That was on Tubi. Yeah, like I said, I started. I didn't finish it. I probably fell asleep. Those after work movies, dude. Like sometimes you just can't fucking make it through them, even if it's one you love. Fucking put on The Thing, fall asleep in the first like fucking 10 minutes. You wake up and it's just like McCready and Childs like sitting there by the fire, and you're like, for fuck's sakes. Devil Hunter. I think I have that. It's on that Severin fucking Cannibal box set. It has that one movie on there, Papaya Love Goddess of the Can. Me and my dad watched that, and it was like, we were like, what the fuck is this? It was bullshit. The most shitty movie me and my dad ever watched together was this movie called Grampire. And it was a movie that starred Grandpa Munster as this kid's grandpa, but he was a vampire. And it was just so fucked. And we were so fucked up on hash. We were just like me and old man are sitting in the garage with the wood stove going, watching Grampire just fucked. Old man's he's on like his fucking 8th tall boy of the night, ready to fucking call it a night, and we got this piece of shit playing. But that's what you do, you know? Like, it's fun to watch shitty movies with people. Like, I wouldn't sit here and like, I'm gonna watch Grampire, you know, and then you get dust off the fucking VHS tape, load it up in the VCR, and away you go. No. But if someone was here and I said, you want to watch a piece of shit we can laugh at and get high to? Let's watch it. Let's watch it. I got it, dude. I got it down here somewhere. Fuck. I don't know where it is. I think I picked that up. I got a bunch of fucking good movies one time. I scored a bunch of good movies at this thrift store, and Vamp was one of them, and Grampire. Those two, two like fucking. One's really good vampire flick. The other one's just bullshit. I was watching a bad one last night with my friends called Omega Sin. I seen that you posted that, dude, and the fucking crazy thing is, I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure I bought that, and I never even fucking opened it yet. I think I must have bought this based off the cover because yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that out eventually. I don't even know when the fuck I bought that, and that's sort of the problem. You know, that's why I've been weeding this shit out. And you know, making room for or taking shit out and just having more room, that way I can get more stuff on the shelf. You know what I mean? Because I've got so much shit everywhere in here, and like I said, not a whole lot of space. So definitely condensing my comic collection and just really, you know, it's dope. You should check it out. I will, dude. I have to piss so bad, so just give me 1 second. 666 BRB. Oh fuck! I had to piss like a racehorse. Shout out to the homie that does the magazine called Liver Mortis Zine. because me and him have collaborated. It's sort of like this hasn't been posted anywhere, but this is the cover. I drew it. It's obviously an homage to Street Trash. And like one thing that I want to do is, and the zine, by the way, is called Puddle of Puke. So that the cover, I actually colored that digitally as well. So once again, I'm a fucking failure. But you know what? Sticks and stones, love. Sorry about that. I don't know if anyone was fucking hearing me piss. If so, it freaked the fuck out of me as a child. Nice. Freaked him out. Poor little guy as a child getting fucked up by these movies. Yeah. I'm really glad that I've sort of begun this purge thing again, because again, like, I had so much stuff. Like, I had a bunch of like Asian horror films that were just like dollar store bullshit, and other horror movies that were just dollar store bullshit, and you know, movies that I would like put on. Some of them are still sealed, you know. My Uncle Mike's gonna shit his pants, but he likes dog shit movies. Like, it's not, he doesn't like dog shit movies, but he'll tolerate a dog shit movie. Same with my dad. Like the movies I'm giving my dad are movies I at least know that he'll watch, and you know, I gave him stuff that I know he'd probably like. You know, with my Uncle Mike, it's like, who knows? I told him, I said, if you don't like any of this shit, then just fucking toss it, dude. Just toss it. But no, we've been talking like on the phone. Like, we talked on the phone the other night after work for like an hour, and then last night an hour and a half. So I'll probably call him up after this, you know what I mean, and just shoot the shit. And you know, because again, like, he's the one that's sort of curating this, or he's broken this deal. He's brokering this deal, you know. VZ's got to do a purge soon. Yeah, you just gotta, you know. And like even like stuff that I'm like, oh, like I need to have this on tape. It's like, do I really need to have this on tape? Like, I have it on DVD, you know. So like I pretty much, all the tapes that are displayed up here are ones that I'm keeping. But again, there's a few like like that movie Night Flyer. Like, I don't even know if I've even seen that, but I kept it on the keep shelf. So there's some other like there's that movie Creepers, which I think is also called Phenomena. It's an Argento film. I want to watch that. I tried to watch Evil Dead Rise. I got like halfway through. Really, don't bother. Nothing special. I saw that shit in the fucking drive-in, dude. It sucked dick. I hate that fucking movie. And everyone's like, oh, people talk to me like, oh, it's good. It's good. Like, shout out to my homie Retro or Die. Like, he loves Evil Dead and all that, and that's fine. But that movie sucked ass, and you can't tell me different. Especially, it was like that one kid was like looking for, I don't know if this is, I could be making this up, but I think they were like, oh, I need to make this sign for this protest I'm going to. And it was like, as soon as I heard that, I was just like fucking slamming my head off the steering wheel of the car. I'm like, fuck, here we go. That's a great movie, but Creepers is a different cut of it. VZ hated Evil Dead Rise too. Oh, fuck. Because he's a fucking logical person. Oh, another thing is that I've been thinking about doing is bringing back the VHS graveyard video. So probably end up recording. I might record like maybe even one or two of them tomorrow, because like I'm so stoked. I still have all of Sunday. I don't have to go to work. Like, this is fucking awesome. So I want to film at least one of them, and then post it. Probably post it on Monday. And then I want to bring back the zine fucking show, the zine stash as well, and just sort of showcase stuff. And like, I have a lot of cool ass comics. I might end up doing a few sort of like cartoonist kayfabe style videos, like flipping through really cool shit, or just like stuff that I really dig. You know, it's fun. It's fun. That's how I like discover a lot of fucking radical ass artwork and stuff. And like, I posted some shit on the Instagram page recently that was out of a heavy metal, and this motherfucker messaged me. He's like, "What is this? Where is it from? I need to know." I'm like, dude, it's like a fucking 1993 issue of heavy metal. Wasn't a fan of the Evil Dead Rise, though a few parts were okay, but Army of Darkness is still a bad. Army of Darkness, dude, whatever. I think it's good, but like, I think you have to have like grown up with that film. Where I grew up with Evil Dead 2. I just trip myself out because every time I look over and then look back at the screen, like that, all that shit hanging there, it looks like a motherfucker like standing there ready to fucking give me the old fucking $150 across the face. God damn, dude. I'm so baked. When I went to take the piss, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, fuck, I'm stoned. Yeah. Dude, me and my fucking wife, we like when we went to this diner with my mom today, and I realized that like I get the most boring fucking food at a diner possible. This is where I get the same thing every diner I go to. I get 3 eggs over easy, 4 pieces of white toast with butter and home fries, and that's it. And they got like all this like funny fucking looking shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? But I wanted to take them out, so fucking good. It's good to do that, you know. If you can, then do it. It's not all about fucking physical media collection. You know what I mean? You got to fucking live in reality too. This thing you got to separate. You know, like this stuff is obviously a part of my life and stuff, but it's not like, you know. I also have a fucking a, like beautiful relationship with my wife, and you know we have like a good thing going on and shit. So this is like the like I told her like yesterday, she's like, "Oh, are you gonna go live tonight?" Like meeting Friday night. I'm like, no, because I was like, I want to hang out with you, and I was like, I'll probably end up going Saturday night. And then we were fucking hanging out, baked, ate. She's fucking passed out on the couch. I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go hop on this joint. I like the Evil Dead remake as well, but I hate the fucking characters in it. I like them when they're demons, but like when she's like this little fucking dope fiend. First of all, you know, I don't like that chick. I think she was better in that other film that she was in by the same director. I forget what it was called. Don't Breathe. I thought that was pretty fucking awesome. But yeah, there's some cool stuff. I like the way the book looked in that film. That nerdy guy was like, I think it has something to do with the witchcraft in the basement. The witchcraft in the basement. I stopped calling them movie theaters long ago. Now I call them physical media theaters. Yes, yes. Let's gonna go and let's go look at some physical media in public. Fuck that. Yeah. Fuck, dude. It's so dope that I don't gotta work tomorrow. Yeah, buddy. Um. Well, you guys, it's like 2 o'clock a.m. and I think I'm gonna give my uncle Mike a call, but I want to get him on the channel eventually, so stay tuned for that. But I appreciate all you guys for stopping by, and have a lovely night. And I'll leave you with this. I'll leave you with a poem. Okay. Alcohol makes a big man small and can lead to a life of crime. Demon rum makes a gent a bum and you cash in before your time. Bootleg gin puts you in a spin till you don't even know your name. You're a public disgrace, flat on your face, and there's only one guy to blame.